Okay, so I got him dressed, but here was my idea. Because the top is so... Hi, I'm Bonnie. Welcome to Mine to Make. So this is the first video on my new channel, Mine to Make, where I am inspired by other people from YouTube. And as you can see behind me, this was my first project. So this project was inspired by Isaac Alexander DIYs, and I will put his link down in the notes below. He made a fabulous animated witch whose head moves up and down and the pot stirs. Now, I'm not that ambitious to make the pot stir. However, my werewolf, his head goes up and down. I did follow along, and there are some things I had to change for my werewolf, and so I will show you along the way, and how I used other parts that I already had, or pieces I already had in the build of this project. So hopefully I can inspire you to try to do something yourself. So I started gathering some of the stuff I had. I went to the store, got a few things I didn't have. I had an old deer motor that I still had wrapped up. And I've got another one that's I used for my crank ghost last year that I have back there. I've been going through the house and seeing what kind of other pieces of pipe that I can get. And as you can see at that picture in the below corner, I actually have a stand that I had made for a snow machine, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to take it apart. So sometimes when working with older pieces that you are salvaging, you may have some that will break. And so just be very aware that if they're really, really hard and old, they might not work as well. Probably would have done better with a hacksaw for those pieces. However, I still have plenty more that I could use. I actually listened, and I cut out my pieces so that I have them ready to go in order. Also put the names on them in case for whatever reason things would get mixed up. So for the feet, I put 4 pieces of 12-inch and 2 T connectors. For the legs, I got 2 15-inch legs, 2 T's, and 1 piece 13.5 support bar. Then the knees, I have 2 5-inch and 2 45-degree connectors. For the thighs, I have 2 18-inch upper legs, 2 90-degree connectors, 1 inch 3/4, 2 T's, and an 8-inch hip support. That's what that is. Then I go to the ribs, and I have, okay, so the ribs was 22.52 pieces. The spine and head, I have 1 piece 9.5 inches, a 45-degree elbow, a 3.5 piece small neck, 2 T's, a 2.5-inch upper neck, 1 piece 2.5 small neck, and an elbow, along with a 19.5 spine. And then for the shoulders, I have 2 T's, 2 pieces each of 2.5 and 3 inch. And then I have a 1 piece 1/2 inch PVC clavicle piece. So that is the pieces for the build itself. I may need to replace that one because that one's broke, but we'll see. So first we're going to start with the feet. And boy, I understand. is you have these 12-inch pieces. You're going to put one on one side, one on the other. Make it there, and they're nice and snug. Don't know if you really need to glue these or not, but maybe going upward you might. And then the other feet. Okay, so now we have the feet. The next thing is we're going to put in the two 15-inch legs. So I have, let's see, what do I have here? I just made this one because the other one was broke. Alright, so we have a leg. The leg to stand on. And we have a leg. It's going there pretty tight. Then you have to take your tees. Okay, and you're going to put it outward this time, though, or the inward, I'm sorry. Now you're going to put these supports in. This is the part that goes from one side to the other. It helps to keep the legs up. And I'm going to push that together. Now, we have our legs. So next, I'm going to put into my 18-inch legs. So now I'm going to take the two 90-degree ones that look like this, turn them inward. Then it says to put in these little 1-inch pieces. Then you're going to put on the tees facing upward. Facing upwards. So these are facing up. Then you have your hip support. Rock those hips. Put that one in here. Get those hips together. Ooh, he's getting tall. I'm only 5 foot tall. He's already getting tall on me. Okay. So the next step, we're going to be applying the ribs. So you want to take these tees that we had here, that we had in the upward position, kind of move them a little bit forward. Now at this point in time, if you're wanting to glue it, this would be a good time to glue it, just so you can make sure that it all stays in place. But right now I'm just putting it together to see what I end up with. Grab the ribs. Now these are the 22.5. I put them out here. And that would be coming up, and then the shoulders are going to be up here. Okay, so I'm getting ready to glue this together. Now, you can glue all of this together, but leave this off for right now. So you want to glue all this, but you want to make sure it's as flat as possible. Okay, now we're going to let that dry for a little bit. So now I'm going to do the shoulders. how this is going to fit in here is I've made my neck piece, my head piece. I'm going to have this. It's going to go right through here. Bring it in there. Bring it out here. And this way, when the motor is hitting it, we can have this moving. So I am working on the head, my werewolf head. So this is store-bought from Walmart this year. It was about $17, $18. I went ahead, put paper bag inside of it. I stuffed the little cavities with paper or PVC to make them stand up, and right now it is curing. And this is why you wait 24 hours before trying to put the hole in. I thought it was ripe a few hours after it was done, and I was wrong. Anyway, just thought you'd get a good tickle. Okay, finally got this thing working the way I want it to work. So I'm having it take its head up and down. All right, and how I did it was I have a deer motor. I made a little piece that goes to a PVC pipe that's sticking out, and then it rolls. Now, if for some reason it would get stuck, it will jiggle itself until it comes loose because it's going to eventually roll. So give you a good clear view of it. All right, and so then I've actually done the frame. So I took, in the masonry section, there is this for brick masonry, and I took that and I attached it to the bottom, brought it across, attached it up here to the shoulders. Then I tied in a pool noodle. I actually put pool noodles here to make it more quiet because we didn't want it to keep hitting so hard. Now we're ready to dress it. It's been a long haul to get it to this point, but we've gotten to this point. Okay, so I started patting the arms. What I did is I first tied down some noodles on the PVC, and then I used a heat gun and fastened these little pieces to give them a little bit of bulk. Getting ready to put the sleeves on. I had got my build together for my werewolf, and it was too top heavy with the head and the arms. And I left him when I came back. He had collapsed over from the hips. Didn't break, but it just folded over. So I realized I have too much weight on the top part. So I have to find a way to brace it. But I think I've got an idea. So, which I think it'll make it look more menacing and a lot more fun. But give it the support that it needs. All right. Let's get back at it. I went ahead and modified the back brace of it. I actually used the one piece, split it in half at the top, and refastened it. That took off about an extra pound. So this is going to be one of the arms. I just want to show you. Went ahead and reset the motor. So I would tell you, once you get the motor working, I would tell you to mark down here where you got the correct area in case it does move. Then that way you know where you can reset it, because that was one of the hardest parts, is getting back to where the motor is in the right area to make it continue working. So once you get the motor set and it is working, mark those places in case it does move. All right. Okay, so I got him dressed, but here was my idea. Because the top is so heavy, I'm going to put a shovel or a pick or something over here like he's holding on to it. I got to get his hand jet done. And then on this side, I went ahead and I made a base. And what I'm going to do is probably put like a crate or like a post or something, like he's holding on to a post or the tree. So I'm going to work on that. Got him frayed out. Actually turned out better. I actually got pants on him this time. Not naked. And then the back is not so big. So that actually turned out pretty good. So how does he look? Well, let's take a look. Still having some catching issues, but this is what he looks like. We'll watch him one more time. Would be kind of scary. Somebody goes to look at him and then he starts moving.